Y'all thought we forgot about y'all, didn't you?
Chilling at the head of the table where the
Let 'em
bosses
know.
sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, they laid a big smile, no handcuff by officers. Hold on,
Hold on,
I think
wait.
they lost the script, we got some shooters. Pow. It's off the head. Yeah. Oh, chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, they laid a big smile, no handcuff by officers. Hold on,
Wait.
I think they lost the script, we got some shooters. Pow. It's off the head. Yeah. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile, no handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost.
Ooh wee. Unwelcome your thoughts off the hip. It's your boy HD, my brother Razor. What's the word, man? How you feeling?
I don't know about you. Maybe it's something in the air, but it looks like we gearing up for one incredible war in 3 weeks.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. The tempo is definitely set. The aroma is in the air. And I think we're gonna see some flares within the next coming weeks because, like you said, mentions of wars. The wars have been mentioned.
Battle lines drawn, or so we think.
Ooh wee. I'm not gonna lie. I can't help but say that everything that was done within the last 2 weeks, everything that was sped up, it made me forget about it. It made me forget about everything. I'm not gonna lie. My brother Snake Eyes in the building. What's the word, bro?
Yo, what's up? Yeah.
Ah, shit. The gang's all here.
Yo. Hold
Let's
on, man.
go.
How come you had the original bloodline and I had the original gang? Like, how can I not pull up on the
That's my
night?
dog.
Yes, sir.
That's my dog.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, man. I had a battle tomorrow. I'm outside, just finished going on my rounds. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock, go to war, but I had to come tonight. I just was watching a few segments and shit from Smackdown. And I must say, man, they ain't wasting no time getting back to the shits, huh?
Like I've been
At
saying,
all.
some say waste no time. The way I look at it, they get right back on track.
There's one person missing from all of this, right?
Who you thinking?
Who's the person on this show? Somebody said that somebody was going to bring this all together at some point.
I mean,
Um,
technically he's there, but he's not really there. He's there in spirit.
right, the wise man, Paul Heyman. His arrival back in this situation is going to be key. But I would ask y'all guys this. I know y'all ain't going live yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
We live.
Oh, we live. Oh, I can't listen. Let me ask y'all a question. We on the main segment right now. Fuck it, man. Snake in the building. Can I
Oh
just get
yeah,
the
that
main
yeah.
segment real quick?
We
You feel me?
yeah,
I
we
might.
start we always
All right,
started off hot, baby. Come
all right.
on.
We ask y'all a question. It's 5-on-5 in war games, right?
Yup.
Traditionally.
What are we doing? What is the does all right? Does Solo expect Sammy to do that, and he had a plan all along?
Yes, I
And
think
then,
that.
and what is the fifth man for Roman? Like, what's gonna happen, y'all?
I'm thinking Lance for Roman since like we've been seeing this mention. He's been signed since the summer. They throwing us off the scent with the fact that they saying he's injured, right? So
Yeah,
they kind of letting us know like, oh, don't expect it, but I
right.
expect unexpected. And then on the other side for the Tongans now, it make more sense for Hikaleo to end up on that side with his bro.
Mhm.
Like it lines up for me that way. If they do the like, if they throw it opposite, I'll be surprised by that. Throw Hikaleo with Roman, Lance with Solo. That I'll be surprised by that move right
You
there.
go, Razor. Are
Yeah,
you
what
ready?
y'all think?
Before you go, Razor, are you? Is it time to bring Hikaleo in this?
I'm going a little deeper than that.
Oh wait.
Who's to say it'll end up being a little bit of 5v3 chicanery? Like I was texting HD when we watched it live. I don't trust Sami Zayn for a country mile.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all too. I do not like what Roman did earlier.
Which
Yeah, he
time?
was Yeah, he was
But
going
he
off the
tripped on the
rails a few times.
when he tripped on the bros, when he made the bros walk off on him, he's bugging. Roman, chill, bro. I was mad. That segment made me mad. Like when Jay
You talk
walked
about
over there.
the backstage segment when they was in the parking
Yeah,
lot area. Yeah.
yeah, that made me mad, bro. You gonna do that to Jimmy? Like, go find your brother then. Like, bro, what's wrong with you, bro? You alright, bro? Chill, bro.
How about when
Like,
Jay grabbed the arm like, we ain't little no more. I'm your equal whether you
yeah,
like it or not.
right. But why was Roman tripping like that? Did I miss something?
It's my theory. I think he's been the same Roman. I feel like we all want him to change because like he's in that but he still is the tribal chief. Like this is how the tribal chief should move, in my
Right.
opinion. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's having a hard time. Like Razor was explaining to me, he's having a hard time relinquishing that. Like you got to be a different tribal chief right now. Like you
Right.
can't continue. And like we seen him walk away. That's a reminder to him. Like damn.
And also to boot, much like what Sammy touched on in his promo earlier in the evening, there's just one thing that's keeping Jay from going all in and say, "Oh, I'm back in the family." All he wants is OTC to say, "Hey, you my ride or die. You my brother. You my cousin. I love you. I acknowledge you. I appreciate you." Anything of the sorts. That's all he really wants. Roman can't even do that to his own flesh and blood. Say, "I appreciate you standing by my side." Anything.
But let me ask y'all this then: does Roman truly like? Does he truly see Jay on his level? Does he truly see Jimmy on his level? I think not with the actions. Like it's kind of like they kind of gotta ask him for this. Like you know what I'm saying? Instead of him just realizing it, they keep poking at the bear to get it out of him. That's how I feel like. You know what
I want to touch on some other two that Razor said about Sammy not being trusted. That time when Jimmy and them caught him by that car, right?
Exhibit A.
We never even knew what the discussion was about for real. So, what if this is a plot like, yo, kick me, like, you know what I mean? Hit me, make it look like, and then at War Games, we can
Me.
really hit the switch on these motherfuckers.
And
Also,
that
I feel like we didn't get a backstage segment to that either. How when Solo told Roman, "My fifth man is my dog Sammy," right? Like,
Right.
I felt like, hold on, when did they speak in between the show? Like, maybe they get to that next week too.
No,
Like,
but I'm saying, like, what if at that car, like, this War Games should always been plot,
hmm
like, this was a whole plot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's why Razor feels he can't trust Sammy. Now,
I
I
don't think
feel like
Sammy either.
Sammy, I feel like Sammy always did things in a funny way. Like when he first went to Roman, he's like, I could be your ears for the locker room and all that. I think that's kind of what he's doing, but more in a favor for Jay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he keeps saying he's there for Jay. So I really think he's there for Jay. But it also it do feel good for that OG bloodline. So he do realize like, damn, I do want to be part of this again. Like, and that's how
Well,
I
I think
feel
it's
like
Sammy, like,
about it.
who the fuck are you to try to be like, you only here for Jay? He has a twin brother and family. Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck are you to try to, like, nah, for real, my nigga.
let's go.
Like, who the fuck are you to be trying to divide family and blood like this, my nigga? Get the fuck out of here. And I'm gonna be real. This whole
Also,
sweatsuit character you got, like, go ahead, baby.
also
That's like some character.
fast
Like,
forward to the beginning of the year. Who
baby,
really broke up the bloodline? It was Sammy. Like Roman says, you tore my family apart.
come on. Like, what the hell?
It's a lot of yeah, it's a lot of layers there.
Yeah, yeah.
How'd y'all feel initially when Roman, like he kind of did the pump fake? He said, "I'm sorry, and I'm sorry that I wasted your time allowing you to bring Sammy here." Like that shit, like again, that Roman is he got to chill out before you know what I'm saying.
Let me ask you a
Is there
question.
Yeah,
All right, we see how Roman's still making minor mistakes, even with the team. Like they all came back to help him, Jay and Jimmy, man. They came back to save you, bro. They ain't have to, bro. And you still tripping on these niggas. Let me ask y'all a question. Could we see a world where these niggas all go with Solo?
I could see a world where Roman ends up by himself. We haven't seen Roman really by himself for too long.
Or they could all side with the other elder who was yet to rear his face, The Rock.
Mm,
Hmm.
We have yet to see what role he plays in this chapter of the story.
right.
And for all we know, either Rock could be calling the shots with Solo and his bloodline. He could be calling shots with the Usos and Sammy. We don't know.
Right.
But until Roman can actually change and commit to said change, I know it's a hard pill for him to swallow, but hey, he's got to realize, yes, this is family business, but he ain't alone in this fight.
Yeah, I expect something major. Could we see the fifth person? We don't know. I know we predicted Lance or whatever. Could we see like Paul Heyman come with Brock like as the fifth nigga, like some shit like
I think it'd be
I'd lose my
magical.
shit if it was Brock.
The reason I say magical is because then we gonna get the treat of seeing Brock, Jacob in the ring together, like off rip.
Brock and Roman as allies, which is something I don't think anyone thought they'd ever see in their life.
Right.
yeah. Now I fuck with today's segment. I didn't see the whole show in full to be honest with y'all guys, but I watched like, the shit, you know what I mean? So I wanted to get
Did
my,
you
my take on
did
that.
you happen to catch Jacob promo when he came on the screen right after when they was in the ring? He interrupted them. I'm not gonna lie, that's the first time I got to hear Jacob and WWE cut a real good promo like this. And
You heard me, bro?
man,
They letting Jacob talk more, huh?
Man was
yeah,
cooking.
Nah, I gotta go watch that. I didn't see that, man. I only caught the end when the Uzis was in the ring with Sam with the stupid ass sweatsuit. I'm gonna be real, Sammy, man. You fuck this shit up, bro. They putting you back into this shit. This red dot on your chest. Like, what shirt was that? Like, Sammy, man, get your shit together, bro. And in war games, man, if you do that to the gang, man, if you really rock with Solo, man, just know when you choose that side, bro, you're gonna have to stay there, bro.
yeah. That's the unfortunate part about Sammy. There's no, I agree with that. There's no coming back once you cross that line. You go to
And
the other side. You gotta
wasn't
stay there.
Sammy on his flip flop bullshit at last year's War Games when he took KO's head off?
Mm-hmm. I
Just
feel something
saying.
big finna happen at Survivor Series, dog. Big feel for that.
And
That's
it's gonna
rough.
be in his hometown. Well, I don't know if it's his
Wow.
hometown, but
His home
like,
country at least.
yeah, his home country
Sammy,
at
you got
least.
like
Yeah.
18 hometowns. We was in Saudi Arabia.
Look,
I'm
they
home.
be
Like,
in the heart of
where's his
Canada.
home? Where's his home? Like, this nigga got like 19 hometowns. I just seen this nigga last week in Saudi Arabia. I'm back home. Nigga, you not A-Rap?
Yeah, he is.
Huh?
He is.
Oh
Nah.
man.
We going with your dominant descent. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. A-Rap, he home. Like, we're not doing that, my nigga. I got a little bit of Asian in my family, my nigga. I'm really out here. Come on, my nigga. We're not doing that.
I'm screaming.
Yo, I'm weak right now, bro.
He said, "Fuck
Chill.
it, we're going with the dominant descent."
We not, yeah, like, come on, Sam. You're a Calgary Canadian. We do that. You KO. Oh yeah, we get it. Fuck with you. Like,
Man. But again, they going
His
real.
parents were Syrian migrants. Does that count, Snake, or not?
I have no comment on migrants right now. I'm gonna be real. Um, I don't want to comment on migraines. I don't have nothing nice to say about migraines. You know, I got a migraine headache. I'm gonna be real. I got a
I'm
migraine.
weak.
Yeah, like
I'm
Sammy in a
screaming.
fucking migraine with that sweatsuit, tight ass sweatsuit. And I'm gonna be real. That segment when that nigga walked out, they did that too fast. Like, how the hell Roman knew he was walking out? You see how that shit happened like that?
Yeah.
Like he just turned around, he just did. Like, how the fuck did you know he was coming?
Type shit. Yeah,
Either
it
Sammy
felt a
came
little
out
rushed
early
at
or
the end.
Roman went too long.
Nah, I mean, if
Yeah,
you're talking
like
about the very end, it did feel a little rushed because I'm looking at the time and I'm like, man, it's 9:51. What it like, you know that it felt like things were getting a little speedy by there. So It might have just gotten away with one, but
Yeah.
shit, it was crazy the rest of the night though. Like
In hindsight, it was a necessary fuck up.
I just think like it got me excited for Survivor Series War Games just a few weeks ago. I felt like seeing the 3v3 at Crown Jewel was gonna annoy me if they didn't properly put us on the road for War Games, and I think tonight they did a good job. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing I want to say, because I'm about to go back over my rounds again. I just want to come check in with you niggas.
Yes,
Another thing
sir.
I want to say that I noticed today. Salute to Nick Aldis, man. The new Women's United States Championship belt was revealed. The
Man,
United States Championship for the women's?
I
Wow.
mean, it's been the talks for a minute. I'm glad we're finally pulling the trigger on it because whether you go to look at Raw, SmackDown, even NXT, that roster is
My
fucking
question.
stacked.
My question to y'all. Who gets that strap first? Is it a female that's going to be returning? Or is it going to be a female that's deserving?
you guys may hate me for this, but what if Tiffany Stratton cashes in on that championship?
Wow. That's a great one, H. Out the gate. That's a good
Man,
one. That's a good one. That's tough.
put a little
Um,
importance on that championship off the rip. Like, you know what I mean? Like, out of all the championships she could have went for, she chose to go for that one, and she want to elevate that one.
Let me go on one of y'all books. Cause y'all like to let me take a left. If somebody from NXT wins it, the first one.
Mm.
if we're thinking NXT, I got two names off the bat.
Jada Parker.
That's one of them.
I'm surprised
The
she didn't get a strap yet. I'm gonna be real.
the other name, although she already has a championship, I feel like if you put two on her, it might speed up her ascension to the main roster. That's Fallon Henley.
Okay.
Now, if we're talking just folks that are currently on the main roster, I wouldn't be mad to put on someone like Mia Yim.
I was thinking her,
Me and
But
you.
but no
No,
disrespect to
you're not
Mia
doing
Yim.
it.
Also,
You're not doing it.
I
You're
think
not
we would want to put like maybe if you break away, like maybe that could be Jade's first championship. If we take her like break them apart from, you know what I'm saying, and
Fuck
we could
that.
see.
EO Sky. EO Sky.
that'd be nice. I have an unpopular vote as well. Charlotte.
That's a returner.
How many
That's a big name too. I like that.
how many first time events have they granted Charlotte over the years? A lot of them,
All right, this is my thing too with this title. Nick, all this, shout out to you.
Her and Andrade matching U.S.
Bro,
belts.
that's what I'm
bro.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Bro,
Shout out to you, Nick, all this nice suits and everything. Nice suits and all that, right? But, brother, we do not want this title will be determined in a battle royal. No, we don't want that. No, no, no. We're not doing battle royals for this title. I'm sorry. I don't want to see no
That's what
battle
they
royal
said.
title. No, no, I'm just saying. I don't want to hear them
Okay.
announce that. I need a real tournament.
one on
Either
one, no multi person tournaments either.
yes, we need
Please
some
make
shit.
this be
We need to
one
make
on
the
one.
Survivor Series. We need the champion. We need the champion crowned on Survivor Series. We need these matches happening from now to Survivor Series.
It need to
Why,
be the same
why,
tournament that was held for the World Heavyweight Championship.
You know what I'm
Remember when
saying?
they did
You need to
brackets
make
on
this
each brand?
crowning on a great night. Like you need to crown whoever wins that on a great night.
all right,
Like
hear me out. What if the finals of this tournament are at the Rumble? Is that too long?
well, it brings some
Nah,
significance to the United to them because the Rumble is really like focused on the Rumble in those nights. Like, don't the Rumble don't really have many matches because it'd be two Rumbles, so it'd be like
Yeah,
only like
it'd be
five
the two
matches.
Rumble matches,
Right,
maybe a
right,
couple single. It's like 4 or 5 matches tops.
right. You could put significance on it because that'd be one of the few matches, so that's not bad. You know what I mean? But like, um, I don't
Also,
want
that
to
gives
see
a chance
crowned
to
on.
have every woman in the tournament.
Was it Netflix coming and shit? Maybe they want to crown the first person on a Netflix
January
episode,
6th, that
something
could
like
be it
that.
too. Because if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, the title will be eligible for Raw and SmackDown. So I'm guessing they'll be jumping from brand to brand like the tag team titles.
And we getting 3 hours from both brands. Y'all seen that?
Mm-hmm. It's
Nice.
gonna be interesting.
I ain't mad at it.
That means some meetings happen, and it's like we're not finna play games and do this shit. Like you know what I mean? Like we're not like we
My
going three.
concern is how is now we've seen what Raw can do through. How is the SmackDown crew going to work with that extra hour? Is it going to be solely devoted to the Bloodline stuff? We're going to add some extra tidbits here and there. There's a lot
HD
of
said,
room
he
for
said the
stuff.
other day, HD, you think the last hour of each show should be dedicated to the stars only, right? When we go to
Yeah,
network.
Yeah, 'cause
like
that's
the main.
prime real
Yeah.
estate.
Yep. It's kind of like the format we used to see before back in the day when you'll only have like at the top of the hour they'll discuss or cut a promo, but at the end of the hour that's when you seeing the real superstars, the Undertakers, the Triple H's. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Instead of
You
you
think like
putting
over
on
the
your
course of
star
like
power in the
time, like we
beginning.
forgot about it like that? We forgot how to look at we forgot that we look at wrestling as could have been so much happening through this show that it hasn't been ran like that in a minute. Like you know what I'm saying?
I think like it's
Like that'll
always
bring like some old feel back like that.
yeah, they just got to keep the blend
Like you
of
don't think people would probably watch it for the you don't want people to not you don't want the viewership to be down in the first hour, then mad people watching in the last hour though, right? Only
I think that's why you get a chance to put the storylines like Liv and Dom and those other ones right there that's also hot. Wyatt Six,
yeah.
maybe put some of those in the first hour, and then the second hour, you get it's gonna have to, some of it gonna have to be slowed down at some point, give people a chance to use the bathrooms and all that. So that's you know what I mean. But the third hour though, always want to make sure because that's the last hour you paying for.
So
Why even go
let's
3 hours?
let's look at potentially Raw for example, because so say it's gonna be a 3 hour show. Does that mean wherever they're gonna be at, folks gonna be there for 4 or 5 hours?
Nah. So my experience of going to a 3 hour Raw,
Right back, yeah.
they basically would if you go to a 2 hour SmackDown and they have the dark event after, that fills up 3 hours, right? After
But I'm talking about for Raw. So I'm assuming it's gonna be some stuff. It's gonna be for edits, some stuff for like other stuff. I don't know what show they're doing the Speed Championships on, but it's like they're gonna edit some stuff out for whatever reasons and all that stuff. So are we looking at plausibly for the Raw tapings, whatever we're gonna call it moving forward? Is it gonna be like a longer show for those attending the event, especially if it's gonna be earlier in the day?
I mean it can.
Because we can already anticipate that when we do the road to WrestleMania stuff and after the Rumble, before Elimination Chamber, I think when they're all in the UK and shit, those shows are gonna be easy afternoon shows. It's just when they come back to stateside, what's the move? That's gonna be the interesting part.
That's why I said the unprecedented part. What if like WWE say we're gonna just start filming from a live studio? Like people could pull up the like remember how the old WCW was when they was in the Florida studio?
Right.
What if they go a format like that? Like and like you said, they could
Now, w- are you gonna be able to find without making your own studio? Are you gonna be able to find something that can house 15 to 20,000 people regularly?
but and that's what I was saying about the deals, right? That because the money's already set in place, are they really worried about the attendance numbers or for regular Raws though? I know they want to do shows for the big PLEs and stuff, but I'm saying for regular Raws, what if they don't have to do these arenas no more? They don't got to go to Barclays, Madison Square, and
I
people
think
watch
if they
the
look for a
product the
stand,
same way.
they would run a massive risk if they downsize just for the Raws and Smackdowns.
Right, like that's what I'm afraid of
I don't,
because in some bullshit metric could say that that's what's best for business. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and how is that best for business when you're purposely leaving money on the table?
and then it would just it come down to the operating cost, right? Like, how much does it cost to rent out this venue versus what we're making? And but the attendance numbers been pretty in the recent years they've been great, so that's
And
not
the,
really
and the,
something to worry about. But
and the reason why I don't see them doing that is because look at the efforts that they've look at this past year alone. They've cut back on the production just to fit more asses in the buildings.
or what if because of this Netflix deal, they can go live with Raw at any time, and we see more of these global shows because their gates are gonna be higher. They make more off of these global shows than they do off the states. So what if we, like you said, we might have to get accustomed to watching Raw live at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, maybe 11 in the morning, or whenever they decide. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it'd likely be 2 p.m. for you, 11 a.m. for me.
Right. Which to me is not a major issue because that's like a minor thing. But again, some people will find a reason to shit on what's going on because of that.
Well, I expect a whole lot of trial and error the first month of January. So I say, if anything, maybe a week before the Rumble, they might have their shit in gear by then. But the first few weeks, it's gonna be a whole lot of plug and play, trial and error stuff.
Yeah, because that's already the prospect. That road to WrestleMania, those Raws that are overseas, there's already talk that those might come on live. So that's what I'm thinking of. Like, if there's a metric that tells them it's better to do those overseas shows, if they're gonna do like, let's say it look like most of their PLEs this year, if I'm not mistaken, have been overseas. Like, what's
Just
the
just about all of them. The only one that's been here stateside would be Bad Blood and SummerSlam
Summer? Yeah, Bad Blood SummerSlam.
because they've done a few in Canada. They've gone to what Berlin. They've gone to Scotland. They've done the three in Saudi. Uh, where else have they gone? Have they gone to
What's
England yet? Probably
Yeah, everything been global,
France.
which is not a problem. But that's something that we're gonna have to get used to, and you know what I'm saying. And again, with whatever format they choose to roll out with on Netflix, like
Because think about it. Yeah, Rumble's going to be in Indianapolis, but they announced today that the Chamber's going to be in Canada, in Toronto,
mm-hmm. Which was a shocking move to me because we're about to already see WarGames there. So
and not just anywhere in Toronto. The same place that housed WrestleMania
Rogers,
18.
yeah.
So
So that
and
should be a special chamber, like you said, Cena maybe that
no, Cena said
one of those
it's his,
big
it's
boy
his last chamber.
chamber, yeah. So that yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year for them. Like you said, it's gonna be a year where they're testing the waters, and financially, I know they're gonna be successful. And I'm not gonna say like, oh, that's what I'm afraid of, but that's where I see the numbers are more beneficial for them overseas than it is over here at the moment. Like we still show up and show out for them when they do these big events, but a lot of those big events also has like a global audience pulling up. You know what I'm saying? People from all over the world to pull up to these WrestleManias, these Summer Slams.
But also, ladies and gentlemen, we are less than 60 days. We are at 59 days until the countdown for John Cena's final 40 days. I repeat,
Yep.
59 days, less than 2 months for the countdown.
Gear up.
And again, them days are gonna fly quick.
Nah, they really are though.
But again, it's been a pleasure to watch him the last 20 plus years, and like I said, just buckle up.
Yep. But just to get back into the SmackDown, we also had Bailey after that segment with Roman backstage with the Usos. We get into Bailey versus Candice LeRae. I'm surprised that like with them letting go Indy, like they really like still chose the
It was weird seeing Candice without Indy Hartwell. I'm gonna be honest,
it was
because Indy even did, or Candice even did a little thing where she puts out the half heart thing where Indy usually follows through and like, tugging at the
Man,
strings, girl.
yeah. But I think like they had a solid a solid little match. The finish was a bit weird to me. Felt like it was a bit long winded to see her fake the injury and then Bailey just turn around like
It almost feels like Bailey took a few too many steps to get a position for that roll up pin
yeah.
because like Candace, she kind of like did a half lunge and a full like extendo Superman. She did quite a bit, and it's like I mean I know Candace is a small girl, but it's like maybe Bailey stepped away just a wee bit too far.
And also it was like it felt like when she did that, I was like, oh yeah, the foolery's about to happen. Like I know, like just for a moment, I thought, okay, maybe something might have went wrong. I'm not gonna lie, like with Candace, like okay, maybe they taking a little long here, feels awkward. But once Bailey did that walk off like that, oh yeah, nah, I know she's not hurt.
Right.
Yeah, it took away from the finish for me. It happened too slow. Maybe if she would have, maybe if Bailey would have panned into the crowd on the same side that Candace, and position was everything too. The position and like you said, a few steps away, Candace was deep in the corner over there. It was weird. It was a weird way to finish a little solid match, but nonetheless, we had that happen. How'd you
I, I,
feel about that?
I did appreciate how Graves and Cole were talking about their history, especially along the California Indies.
Mm. It's always good to see some history being, you know what I'm saying, displayed, talked about. I think there was like a lot of interesting tidbits going on. Like after that match, we see Motor City Machine Guns talking with Gargano, and here comes
I seem a lot like Gargano
oh
Dick, man, if you ask me.
and it was yeah, it was good to see that angry Champa right there.
Yes, this is the Champa I've been waiting for since the summertime. Give me back the Sicilian psychopath. Give me the psycho killer. Give me Mr. Zero Fucks Given. If you got something I want, you the enemy, Tommaso Ciampa. That's the dude I want. Pretty deadly. I love you. No hard feelings.
And Gargano ain't even tag into that match, if I'm not mistaken. That was
He
all
did,
Champa.
he did not. Cole touched or Grace touched on it, but Ciampa was out there to prove a point.
Yup.
He wants the Motor City Machine Guns, and maybe, just maybe, we should the guns retain. I anticipate they'll pin Gargano, and that's when we'll see Gargano get mollywopped by Tommaso Ciampa.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like also we also seen the Street Profits have a segment with DIY also and Motor City Machine Guns, right? Backstage. Feel like if Street Profits lose, I
Don't
think
the
that
Street Profits have a match with them next week or something like
yeah, I think I'm almost certain that they out of there. Like,
that? Let's segue to the Street Profits real quick because I know you and I have been very vocal about them this year.
mm-hmm.
You think they Gonzo for good?
Yeah, if this don't work out for them right here, I think it's over.
Uh, I hate to agree with you on this one.
Yeah,
This is
cause
one of those things where it's not so much even just what we've seen on TV. Because again, I love the Profits. Massive fan of Montez Ford. Angelo Dawkins has done an incredible job these last few months, putting on incredible performance one after the next. But again, if I'm Triple H, especially as I'm rebuilding this tag team division, I do not want to lose the Street Profits.
yeah,
This is the healthiest this division has ever been in a long time, and these two could contribute tremendously to said division. But also with Montez Ford, this man is practically a golden goose. Let's be honest. Like, what you check all the boxes. Where is he flawed at? You can't name one. Okay, he's not big like Randy. Whoop you fucking do. He's just as good on the mic as anybody else. He's just as technically sound, bell to bell in the ring like everybody else. He's dripped out like no one's business. Like he's a total package.
He is, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not trying to say it's always big versus little, and the big guy got to win. But seeing them in front of Motor City Machine Guns, it was kind of like, yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. And even they put them over a little bit. Like, y'all one of the best tag teams in WWE. So it's like, again, if they don't do it, I'm gonna be disappointed unless it leads to something between them breaking up. But yeah, I think their time is done for real. I hate to say it. How many
Oh,
opportunities? It's been 4 years since they've held the gold.
and that was just for Raw, correct?
I think they've held SmackDown gold, but briefly.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. 'Cause again, it's obvious Bianca's not gonna go anywhere. That much is certain. Um, again, much like individuals such as AJ and Shinsuke, it wouldn't be the end of the world for them to go down to NXT, maybe spend a few months in TNA to just have some new blood or something.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let's be honest. Aside from FTR and maybe if Juice Robinson and Finn Balor, AEW's tag division has nothing to offer them as far as quality performances. Um, I'm not quite certain how they'll fare in Japan. Now Dawkins might excel just a little bit more because I think he's gotten a little bit more physical. Now, granted, Japan will love Montez because of his charisma, but they'd probably appreciate him more as a single star. But it gets one of those. It's like, do you split them up? Do you keep them together? What do you do? So to me, it seems like TNA might be best suited for them as a complete package and as separates because that still leaves the WWE window wide open. But damn,
Mm.
can we blame MVP should they leave?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not really investing in what AEW is doing, but the little bit that I see with the Hurt Syndicate,
Be-
it seems like
because
they're getting treated like money over there.
and that's just the thing. Like I said, because I watched Dynamite this past Wednesday along with the NXT show, and this Dynamite seems like the fourth or fifth restart they've had this year. So again, that their stuff was nice. I'm honestly interested to see in seeing Ricochet and Hobbs as a tag team, but it's like, all right, this is cool. You present this to us. What are you gonna do with it? You've had
Right.
plenty of resources in the past. You've had a lot of stuff that's been promising, but either you give up on it or you kill it off before it even starts getting good. It's like, okay, what are we gonna do? Yeah, you guys got a bag. Yes, you guys are gonna be on your. I think AW is on Max right now, if I'm not mistaken. But
Is
it's
it
like
is it on the app itself already?
I I heard October, but it could be January next year as well. But either way, it's like you got the bag. You're gonna be streaming whatever, blah blah blah. You're getting all of this rewarded to you and granted to you for being around for 5 years. What are you gonna do with it?
Mm.
It's like for all you basketball folks out there, you're at the free throw line and you're being told to be treated as a 3-point half court shot. What you gonna do?
Man,
And again, so they're getting Samoa Joe back soon. They'll have Kenny Omega back in the next 2 months because he's going to be in a marquee matchup at Wrestle Dynasty against Gabe Kidd, which I'm very much looking forward to. So he'll be back in the fold next year for sure. You're getting your major players back. What are you going to do with them?
I mean, it's just unfortunate because it's only but so much you can do. Like I've never seen the Street Profits in a good position, really. Like I
Aside
never
from
seen them.
NXT,
Yeah, like and I mean like as recent, they've been in the story with the Bloodline, but there was still no layers there. It was just like they was just part of the path to get to the next level. It wasn't really like, oh, they're intertwined, which they are, but there's no real story and backdrop behind it.
you know what sucks about them? They're in that same category as the original American Alpha and Heavy Machinery, in which we saw how we saw glimmers of their potential in NXT, and once they get to the main roster, it's like everyone's relearning how to walk and talk and everything. It's like it shouldn't be
Mhm.
this way. Even
Yeah,
look at Enzo and Cass, how hot they came in. I mean, Enzo, his first night on Raw, cut the promo on both Dudley boys.
well, it's interesting what I seen Ricochet had to say about all the guys coming in the Braun Breakers, the Elias, how he felt like it was a restart, like he had to start over. And unfortunately, for some of the guys that have been around, like the Street Profits that can't find a good footing, that's how it may feel. Like you're seeing, and I had a feeling that it was hard to ignore. Like, yeah, you gotta honor the Motor City Machine Gun, but we still can't ignore that some guys are gonna feel a certain way that, damn, you was just telling us you couldn't give us the strat or this opportunity because boop boop boop, and then all of a sudden things change. But that's business. But when
I
people
get that,
see, yeah, people see that, and it's like,
but on the Ricochet topic, if you look at his entrance into the NXT realm and his multiple restarts on the main roster, what's changed?
nothing for him. Which is, I'm afraid.
At least with the Street Profits, they tried to tweak their game. I think they had different music for a couple weeks, and they went back to their old music. They switched up their looks. They have Doc has got more physical. Uh, Montez got more into his charismatic side. Montez put on some noticeable size. Like they made adjustments to their overall gimmicks and characters combined. So that's probably why they were alive so many restarts and everything else. Ilya came in like a bat out of hell and just amplified his physicality time after time. And I think he has folks like Gunther, like Drew, like Sheamus to go to bat and say, hey, he made me hurt. He needs to stay. Same much like a Braun Breaker just came in. They they knew of his family's pedigree, and he just time every night just amplified his intensity. So, but if you look at Ricochet, it's it's almost like he's been coasting the whole time. And you had something when he was beefing with Velveteen Dream, and then once that finished, it's like, okay, what else can he do? And it's like, well, that's about it. Okay, we got Dragon Lee can do the same flips that he can do. Ray's been doing these flips for 40 years.
Yeah, like I think if Montez and Dawkins became part of the Hurt Syndicate, it'd be like, I know some not gonna want to see them over there, but man, what would it be? Them five would be, that'd be crazy.
But again, say they're all together. What are they going to do?
Right.
Now, granted, I would love to see Montez throw down with a Jay White, with Swerve, with Osprey, with Omega. There's a few guys I wouldn't mind seeing him in the ring with. Same with Dawkins. But also, it's like, I think we can both agree, and I think Chad will agree that, yes, AEW is an alternative, but they're not the only alternative.
Right.
Can you imagine how apeshit folks would go if Montez Ford is in Mexico?
Man, that'd be crazy.
Or just let them in TNA. Let them do the UK indies. Let them go to Japan. Like they'll be fine. Should this be the final hurrah for them? But I think going with MVP may not be the most sustainable option.
Yeah, I hope they don't go nowhere at all. That's why I hope that like maybe the same way we gave the Motor City Machine Guns, like we put them over, they put somebody over immediately. Like, now we know they on the roster, they capable of being champions. But I think like, man, just to see what Profits could do with it. You know what I'm saying? This could be their time to really shut down DIY and Motor City Machine Guns. And kind of that could start up their momentum right there. Because then my question is, where do they go from here if they lose?
Again, I can't help but go back to NXT because, like I said, that leaves the TNA window open.
Hmm.
But also, let's see. In the spring, Pro Wrestling Noah usually has some tag team stuff going on. Now, again, personally, I think both of them would do very good in Japan. And there are some tag teams in Pro Wrestling Noah that, at least with Montez Ford, will generate a more complete product. For example, I know you haven't seen a whole lot of Noah or stuff in general, but let me tell you right now, Montez Ford versus Daga would be undoubtedly the sleeper match of this decade. I'm telling you right now, that match isn't even a real thing or possibility yet. That match would be special. Even an Angelo Dawkins versus a Keno, that match too would definitely be a sleeper for the last few years. Like there's homes for them to be. It's just it don't have to be AEW.
And it's a decision that, if they truly unhappy with what's going on, they got to find out if, what I'm saying, they want to continue to go with WWE and what's going on or move on from it. I think I'm gonna be honest though, like it's hard when people leave the WWE and they got IP copyrights to the IP because let's say Montez and Dawkins leave and try to make up a a spinoff of the Street Profits. You know what I'm saying? Or are they gonna be original and just go something different? We will.
But that's why I'm preferring they stick they go to places that WWE has a partnership with, so that way you can at least keep your names.
Right. Yeah.
But again, hopefully this is all just innuendo and all that because how long has the internet been calling for Kyrie Sane and Zelina Vega to get a monster push, and they're still there.
Right.
But we shall see with them too. But
Yeah. But also on SmackDown tonight, we got Randy Orton blitz. Like we seen him blitz right through. Oh man, he wanted that smoke with Kevin.
that man was storming out like a bat out of hell. You
That's
you
one
was
thing.
he went John Wick mode and KO just killed this dog. He was ready for war. No pun intended.
Yeah, that's one thing about Randy and Kevin. It's like they just took this to a whole nother level. Now I don't know if this is done to, give Randy a few weeks off or what's the case, but I could see this almost entering Drew. See, I don't want to say Drew and CM Punk because that
Okay, so let's
it
go to
was
the original beef. Triple H and Shawn Michaels of the early 2000s. That was a blood feud.
yeah,
I mean, where else are you gonna find Jim Ross begging them to just bear the hatchet?
yeah, it's gonna get bad between them. Like that's this is where thing I could see like last man standing in their future, just some barbaric match.
Now, again, this is one matchup to where I wouldn't mind if maybe Randy don't pop up on KO until the Rumble and as a shock return,
Mm.
because we're probably gonna get what Cody versus KO at what you call Saturday Night's Main Event in New York, which also I can confirm it is not a PLE. It is being billed as a television network special. It's gonna be on
Television
Peak.
network
It's
special.
gonna be on Peacock, but it's mainly gonna be on NBC Channel 3.
Okay.
But it is not a PLE. It is a premium network special. So once again, folks, the PLE at the end of the month. That's it for the year. Aside from NXT.
Mm. That's
But
interesting.
okay, but as far as watching KO just put the pause on everybody, is it just me? Because I could have swore KO or one of them was gonna beat the brakes off a Hurricane.
Well, it felt like that.
Because one of them grabbed Jason Jordan, realized it was Jason Jordan, and said, "Nah, you already hurt already. I can't hit you."
Right.
But I thought Hurricane was gonna get it today.
Nah, it definitely felt like that. Like everybody was about to get it.
But then we
Man,
go to the money shot. Some may call it the Cactus Special. Many of us know it as the sit out power driver, the very same power driver that altered the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
he leveled Randy. Man,
And like
Randy was
Graves said,
selling it good too.
that's 300 pounds compressing your neck.
And that's what I'm saying. It's taking it to a whole nother level. Like I know when Randy comes back, he's definitely gonna want Kevin's head.
And like I texted you privately, what I thought was interesting was after they did the replay, which again, shout out to Graves for just being utterly disgusted by watching the power driver having to relive it. But then we see Cody in the ring and concerned because again, Randy is his mentor. This is his senpai, the man who broke him in the business. So naturally, he's gonna feel some type of way. Cody even went to the local medical facility with him.
Hmm.
So next Friday, Cody, if you ain't out for the smoke, I'm ashamed of you. If you are not out for blood, I'm ashamed of you.
Yeah, Cody got to get the lick back. That's what might take us into Survivor Series right there. Unfortunately,
I wouldn't be
Cody
mad
and
at it.
Cody and Kevin.
Wouldn't be mad at it. That'd be that
But this
again.
time it'll be way more than the first thing they did.
Yeah, because now this is one of those. It's a fade and it's on site. Or it better be on site. One, KO's already managed Phil Stopway because you went and asked Roman to be your tag team partner instead of him. Two, the man not only beat the dog breaks out your mentor in Saudi Arabia, but the man almost broke his neck in front of you in Buffalo, New York.
Man, That's they doing a
But
good job with that one right there.
if we are to stretch Cody versus KO, I know the perfect way to extend this story just a wee bit. A certain individual is now a free agent, and that would be none other than the natural Dustin Rhodes.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine a segment where Kevin Owens is that not Cody's wrestling school, but Dustin's in Texas, and
Yeah, that'd be
KO makes Dustin bleed, not just normally, but with a cowbell.
mm,
Yes,
nah.
I'm saying it. Can you imagine KO and Cody either a cowbell match or a strap match? It's basically the same match, but just again put them both in a strap match, a dog collar match, something of the sort. A match that many people call a Dusty Special in Survivor Series. I know the show's already sold out, but if you want to add some extra seats, you get some. You get a Dusty style match and a Dusty style blood feud. Oh man!
That's like an all time callback right there. And
Now
his
again,
family is rich in history. I like that for the story.
yeah, we already got some like that with Drew and Punk, but this is one of the stories where it kind of calls for it, and I don't think anybody would be mad at it. I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about that match.
Man.
Whoo!
But also on SmackDown we had Tiffany, she was teasing Candice about losing. We get some more stuff between Nia
You
Jax.
you again petty as fuck. Let's call it what it is. Old girl was feeling petty,
Yeah.
but then Candace was coming back as well. She's like, "Hey, what was you trying to do this weekend?"
Yeah, they've been having a back and forth, which it can lead to Tiffany like successfully cashing in on Nia, but I think it also can hurt the chances of Tiffany cashing in on Nia. Like, what if this could be Candice's way of trying to help Nia? Like, let's say Tiffany cashes in on Nia, and
My
then
brother, you and I are
Candice
on the
ruins.
same wavelength right now. I was
Yeah,
just thinking this.
yeah,
Fire
like
away.
she could ruin it for Tiffany. That's why I'm worried. That's why I think it'd be better for her to cash in on a different championship right now. Whether it be that new United States championship or lives.
If Tiffany Stratton attempts to cash in on Nia Jax and Candice LeRae squanders that title opportunity, I promise you, as God is my witness, Tiffany Stratton will be on some Ricky Steamboat levels of babyface. Off
And
top.
yep.
She will become Miss Cannot Do Wrong after that.
For real.
Oh, is it bad? I want this to happen now.
Nah, because realistically for me, it doesn't hurt her if she doesn't cash in successfully because she's still so young and she's still so great. She got time.
I won't say it hurts her, but it's one of those. If she's not gonna have a successful cash in, it has to be under very specific circumstances. Because if they're not, that's what I think could hurt her.
Yeah.
It can't be on no Jack Swagger. You cash in, get pinned, or you cash in, get a counter, some stupid shit, whatever. It's got to be cash in. Someone fucks you over, and then you got the egg on your face.
Right.
Right now, you have that in Candice LeRae.
And I'm also interested to see how would they put Nia Jax in a vulnerable state for Tiffany to cash in on her. Because Nia been running through everybody. This past PLE Crown Jewel was probably the first time in a while I think we seen her in that close to vulnerable state.
Has she had a title match against Naomi yet?
It's supposed to be scheduled for next week. They showed on one of the graphics.
I don't think they'll have her cash on the SmackDown, but I wouldn't bet against it either. On the flip side, when that time comes and she cashes in at a bigger show, a part of me feels like this is a Charlotte plug and play deal too, because that way Charlotte can get Nia over and Tiffany over. And also, should Tiffany win, her versus Charlotte will be a very splendid matchup down the road.
And just part of me because IRL Charlotte's been helping Nia Jax train to lose weight, so I'd like to see them actually have a good match at time opposed to I think the last time they were in the ring, it was like they had like, little mishaps in the ring where I don't know if they didn't know they spots or whatever, but the match was pretty weird and they was throwing some stiff shots at each other. But we know that
Because,
they good friends, so it was all just receipts in that match. But like right now at this stage in the game, I think they might even have a good match.
because the part of what I'm thinking, if Charlotte's going to be on SmackDown. Becky, should she choose to resign, is almost guaranteed to going to be on Raw
Yeah,
for a few reasons. And her husband is
Netflix.
neither one of those reasons.
Okay, Netflix.
Not even that.
Okay,
Reason number one, and the key focal point. Who the bitch has been saying that she retired her a few months ago?
Live.
And you know she got funk with Dominic too.
Yup.
She's definitely gonna want to run it back with Rhea because I don't think they ever got that legit one-on-one that they were meant to get.
I'm not gonna lie. Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley as a tag team will cook. The man and mommy together. Yeah. Now, reason I
Let
say
this man
that,
cook. Let him
reason
cook.
reason I say that because now if Liv and Raquel somehow take the belts off of Jade and Bianca, we could maybe get there.
Can you imagine if Liv pins whoever for the belts and we hear, "Whoa!"
Man,
You thought Liv shot herself and Rhea came back and went to go beat up on Dom? Oh Lord, have mercy!
yeah. Cause now it kind of even the playing field for Rhea Ripley too. And like you said, this Becky Lynch hearing her name being called out. Like, whoa, hold on, you did what now? Nah.
And I think that in storyline, Becky and Rhea would have one of those moments where it's like, the enemy is my friend. I'll do the solid for you.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't give me a reason to whoop your ass afterwards.
Right.
And Becky will reply, the feeling's mutual. But yeah, but I honestly like again, should Becky choose to come back and when Charlotte comes back, I would be surprised that they're both on the same show. It was not saying to be a bad thing, but just to get more mileage out of the entire division, I think it's probably best suited that you don't have three horsewomen on the same show.
Yeah. But there might not be a problem with it either though.
Where do you put Shotzi?
NXT. I went wow.
I kind of want her on Raw only because I want to see her and Nikki Cross throw hands with each other.
Mm,
But again, Shotzi with this current crop of NXT women would be money. whether it's Tatum Paxley, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Jordan Grace, you name it, Zaria, Stephanie Vacourt, Julia, anybody. That's gonna be money.
Now, there's definitely a lot of talent out there. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? But just to get back to the women's though, we had Bianca and Jade versus Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton tonight. So how you feel about them flirting with the idea of like all the top women going at each other right now? Like that's how I feel like it is. It's kind of like, okay, so Jade and Bianca, we know that they're so dominant, they're at the top of the division. But now we got the situations where they heading against Nia Jax on SmackDown with her partner, and then Liv on Raw with her partner. Like,
A part of me feels like this is all purely to see where Tiffany Stratton's ceiling is.
mm,
Because yeah, they put the briefcase on her, so they see something in her. Now the question is, where is that ceiling specifically, or where do we see the next benchmark? So far, Tiffany seems to be holding her own and raising said benchmark. So
is it safe for me to say like this is how if we talking sports? I feel like she's in her rookie year,
and she's
year
having a
one,
rookie of the year type season.
right? So now, do we kind of fiend for her to win the whole championship, like in the sports terms, like the whole NBA Finals on the rookie year? Like,
That's how it's kind of shaping up. If they go that route, I'm interested to see like what avenue they take. If it doesn't happen this year, I kind of wouldn't be mad at it because we know how great she will be once she has her bounce back.
yeah, because it's just like it's a lot going on right now with the woman that you can do.
And every time we think we got her figured out, she uncovers new stuff. It's like, wait a minute, she's good at this too. All right, folks, back to the drawing board.
Hmm.
And I think if anything, all this, it only benefits Tiffany in the long run.
Yeah, it's because it'll make her like she's already baby face now, but having her take the trials and tribulations right now would really have the people behind her, like almost like how Cody lost at WrestleMania, and the fans was like, "Why- like we can't have this again. We can't have him losing again." They were so behind him,
And
and
as quickly as folks have gone on, have caught on to Tiffany, like I said earlier, she's got a really strong opportunity to potentially be on that Ricky Steamboat level of babyface, which is what everyone holds as like the holy grail of babyfaces. She's got a shot to reach that in her rookie year. Think about that.
mm,
And it's those things where like once she becomes that level of babyface, there's no in hell you can turn her heel after that. That's the flip side of this. Because once she gets rolling as a babyface, shit, she might be pulling John Cena numbers for the next 10 years for all we know, because of how popular her phrase "this tippy time" is.
yeah, I always found it odd too because I felt like to me she's like a natural heel, but the way they positioning her is to get this rub off with this program that she got with Nia Jax. Like I feel like she's in position so we could feel bad for her. You know what
Now,
I'm saying?
is she naturally a heel, or based on how she presents herself, we want her to be like on some Mean Girls shit, like we see with Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez in NXT?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's kind of like, and even so, like early promos I would see from her, she kind of dismisses people. Like she's not really respectful of what you've done, your history. So it was odd to me to see her pair up with Nia Jax and kind of be like, "Oh yeah, I'm here." Like she used to dismiss other chicks. Like she ain't care who. Like it's Tiffy time. Like you know what I'm saying?
Again, she's inching towards the can never do wrong stage.
Um, I feel like that with her though. Like I feel like the people really love her.
Oh,
So
they definitely love her, but it's one of those like depending on what I said, WWE's got about two, maybe three options that they can do in the next few weeks. But if it ain't one of those three options, then you run the risk of ruining all of everything that she's built up this year.
yeah, I mean it's a tricky situation. I was also thinking too, like they could kind of do the Damian Priest with her, where like you kind of get people to forget, or like, all right, it's been so long, we kind of don't care about the cash in, and then it happens at Mania.
Could be because when's Money in the Bank? Is that in the spring or summertime?
That's in July.
Also, shit, she still got a good what 8 9 months with the briefcase.
Yep,
She's only had it a couple months.
yep. I just think that people wanted it to happen so fast. People wanted it at SummerSlam.
God damn, it don't feel like she's had it that long. Or I thought she had longer.
Nah,
Holy shit. We are some fickle ass fans.
yeah.
We are spoiled as fuck. I legit thought she had like 8 9 months. No, she hasn't had it 6 months yet.
Nope, just four. Cause if I'm not mistaken, Money in the Bank was early in July too.
That was the UK show, wasn't it? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that was the show where John Cena asked if the UK wants WrestleMania. I remember now because Grayson Waller pulled up on him. It's all coming back to me now, folks. Speaking of which, that reminds me. One of these days we gotta pick about 2 3 shows and rewatch them, see how they're aging.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that, folks. We got a lot of stuff that's in the bed that we're planning on doing. Some we may or may not have already started by the time you hear our very silky voices. But aside from that, you'll get it when you get it.
Yep. I think that's
Damn,
why when we was getting to I forgot which, I think it was Bad Blood. That's why Bad Blood made me realize, like, was the whole pay-per-view good, or were certain like there was a lot to dissect with Bad Blood, to be honest.
so I have rewatched Bad Blood twice since it aired the first time, and what aside from the Bloodline match and the CM Punk match, I wasn't mad at the show. Now, like I said then, some of the matches could have been a little bit shorter.
Hmm.
Some of the one of them, I'll let you rewatch it, and then I'll let you figure out guess which one could have went a lot shorter. But I thought that show was pretty good. And the one that would be in question would be maybe a King of the Ring. King Kong could have went a lot shorter. Um, Money in the Bank probably could have been about 45 minutes shorter. But aside from that, the shows this year, the last 4 or 5 shows have been consistently good from start to finish, which is rare for WWE. SummerSlam was amazing from start to finish. I've rewatched that one 4 times.
No, and the shows have been good, but again, there was other payoffs that I feel like we could have got to. Remember, we talk about Otis, Gable. Maybe that's not PLE worthy, but they could have like,
Don't remind me about Otis, please.
yeah, like
Fresh. It's still real to me, damn it.
yeah, like we could have threw down a PLE and cut down 10 minutes from another because some of those matches, I remember those five PLE matches, they were like 30, almost 30 minutes each match.
Now, one thing I will be curious about is now once Raw goes to Netflix, in the past, you can kind of pinpoint usually around the time either like after SummerSlam before no after Mania before SummerSlam after SummerSlam before blah blah blah. You could tell when WWE is going to take their foot off the gas and just coast for a minute. I would hope that they quit that and they just keep shit moving along. Don't coast on nothing
Yeah,
because
they gotta keep. Yeah,
and reason being is this: for the last 7 8 months, they've been bragging about, oh, this show's been the most profitable, this, the most blah blah blah, this, the record gate for this. In the words of Bubba Ray, your sister's ass this. Okay,
man.
why pick and choose where you get the money from and shit? If folks gonna come out and show why you do the bare minimum now, shit, just do this shit every week. Especially since everybody is healthy.
That is true.
You have a strong farm system slash feeder system with NXT. You have all these partnerships with Noah, Marigold, plausibly Stardom, TNA, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, potentially. You have all these other small indies that you're working with. You can have some of the guys pull up on a Raw or SmackDown every now and then just to pop a number. It wouldn't hurt. Again, you have plenty of folks to put on that conveyor belt. There's no reason why you should be taking your foot off the gas after Mania, before SummerSlam, after SummerSlam.
Yeah, they gotta just. I like the pace. I really like the pace that they got going right now. Like, can't switch. Like, they can switch it up, but as long as things make sense, you know what I mean. Continuity. I'm huge on the continuity.
And also it'll help with the consistency because you won't have instances like we did this summer when Jey Uso is trying to earn mommy's love when we could have had Big Jim pull up at fucking SummerSlam.
Right. Which, yeah, I mean,
I'm never gonna get over that.
nah. Sometimes those are the things we need answers to right there.
Or even if Jimmy wasn't healthy yet, given what we've now seen these last few weeks, you could have planted the seeds here and there and all that to set up for what we got today, in which we wouldn't have had individuals just like the illustrious OG Rikishi go, the fuck y'all doing my son?
He was on Hots, right?
Shit, how's he been acting lately? I haven't
Man.
listened to the podcast in about 3 weeks. I'm scared he's gonna crash on WWE again.
No, I mean, from what I heard the last time, he was good. He just felt, the same way he always feel when things are going too fast. They go. I haven't heard what he has to say specifically about the bloodline, but he was okay with the Braun Breaker.
The last I heard was he felt like he should Jay should have the IC belt a little bit longer.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, Jay with the IC belt probably would have been better for this story because, as Jay say, I'm your equal. Jay could have just big dick Roman said, "Look, I got gold right now. You don't got shit."
that's the ultimate flex right there.
Because again, even when the OG Blonde days, Jay got that little fire in his soul. if push come to shove, remember, Sammy going on Jay and first thing out Jay's mouth. I don't give a damn about the tribal chief.
Mm-hmm.
The man wears his heart in his sleeve. He'll tell you how he feels when he's feeling it. So yeah, it's little things like in him having the belt to this long, whatever, is probably would have made this story and this moment that we see on this graphic tonight that much more special.
Now that moment that we got on the screen right there, I hope, like you said, you don't trust Sammy. I hope it don't come down to that, cause it's not gonna be the OG bloodline without him, in my opinion.
And this is kind of why I touched on Tiffany reaching the uh Ricky the Dragon Steamboat levels of babyface. Have you been listening to Busted Open lately?
What they had to say now?
LaGreca and Dreamer both said that as of right now, this moment in time, Sami Zayn has ascended past the Ricky Steamboat levels of babyface.
Mm.
And again, that's not a phrase that gets tossed around very often because everyone looks at Steamboat as the perennial babyface, never turned heel. Again, he's never been a heel. Sammy's been heel in the past, but again, that's neither here or there. But just that level of babyface where you're not only respected by everybody, but you're adored by everybody as well. Can't no one anywhere say a negative thing about you. And for Dreamer and LeClerc to both feel that way towards Sami Zayn, I feel speaks volume towards Sammy's hard work these last few months, especially the last few weeks with his bloodline stuff, even though I don't trust his ass right now.
Nah, Sami Zayn, I'm not gonna lie. He's unique because he's able to hit the switch. Like he was just doing something else last, like 2 weeks ago, challenging Gunther. You know, it might be more than 2 weeks or whatever, but I feel like he was just in that last program and transitioned to this effortlessly. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was an effortless transition. And once again, he does a good job reminding us, putting us in that vibe of, oh shit, yeah, like he was part of the bloodline. Like we, it is not far fetched to have him in the story, and it reminds us again, like you said, we fickle fans. Part of the reason that the bloodline was gaining popularity was because of his inclusion. They started to
Now
see the more fun side of Roman with the Usos. They knew the Usos were fun, but that
it it
version of the
it added it
bloodline,
brought a layer, like I said on Monday, even weeks past, it brought a layer to the bloodline that we never knew. Not only would have worked, but it's a layer that we didn't think we would miss so dearly because again, when those four together, especially whether it's Sammy talking to Jay about the Waffle House stuff, Sammy and Jimmy also with the handshake, Sammy trying to have Roman break character like he did today when he pulled the "You love me, you really love me," like he was trying.
yeah,
And again, that those are small tidbits that again that as we look at the Bloodline's history years from now, Sami Zayn is going to have a very pivotal role in the opening chapters because, again, he to a degree he elevated the bloodline.
hmm
Yeah, we
added
like I
a
said,
layer.
we knew Jimmy and Jay were funny on their own. We know Paul's gold. Roman's going to be very stoic, but then when Sammy came in, we didn't think it would fit like a glove, but it did. We didn't think it would last as long as it did. We didn't think that him being called the honorary Oos would make grown men cry, but it did. And look at what we saw this past Monday, where Jay Uso of all people, the man who told Sammy this time last year, "I can't trust you as far as I could throw you or see you," to now he's calling him his brother, calling him Sammy Uso.
Yeah, and it's like imagine like if the family portion of this story is so relatable. Like imagine the portion of Sammy's story in this where you the person looking for acceptance and these guys, these family members accepted you in, right? Like, there's always somebody that can relate to that. Not
Or
actually being
either
blood
take it from
related,
jump, or you put some work in and you earn their love.
right? And you get to see along the way, like, yeah, shit's not perfect, but rolling with these guys is a vibe. Like, this is what it is. You get to see that shit, so it's dope on all aspects for me that they actually bring him back into the fold. Because I think that was one that people were kind of like, knowing that all of the family members are coming in, we kind of like dismissed Sami Zayn a little bit. Maybe some people had him still written down, but
Okay, you about to clown the shit out of me right now.
why?
Okay, real quick. How familiar are you with the dialogue of the first Lilo and Stitch movie?
Oh man, it's been wow.
Okay, so the reason why I bring that up, there was a line towards the end of the movie where Stitch is in cuffs and he's going to the cops, whatever that they call him, and he wants to stay with his Ohana, his family, and he points to him and goes, "Yeah, it's broken, but it's home." That's how Sammy feels towards the OG bloodline. Yes, it's a broken family, but it's a place that he can still call home.
Yes. And they all have, like we touched on before, they all have unique relationships with Sammy. Like Sammy felt like nobody gave at that moment in time when he was the conspiracy theorist. Nobody in WWE was really fucking with him. Like in story, like
Nobody.
everybody was treating him like he was a weirdo. And Roman and the Wise Men was the first ones to give him a time of day. And then he broke through to the Usos, more through Jimmy at first,
My
and
dog.
so forth, yeah, and so forth, what I'm saying, so forth and so forth. So it's like him having all of those relationships, it it makes sense. I'm continue to say it makes sense, and I'm not tripping to see him in there. The only thing I say about Sammy is that if Kevin Owens is involved somehow, it got to be tied in with him accepting payments from the final boss. I'm I'm gonna ride on that hill.
Okay,
Hmm.
can you imagine Sammy turns on these three and just does the ultimate swerve?
I feel like I'm gonna be honest, really extended story if they really want to. Remember how we've been having them back and forth thoughts of what if there's a third group, like a third bloodline?
It's still definitely possible, but let's focus on the OG bloodline for a quick second.
Hmm.
Say Sammy turns on Roman. Roman's gonna be crashing on telling everyone, "I told you so." Jay's gonna go full blown crash out Jay Uso and put the pause, the mother of all hands, on Sami Zayn to prove to Roman that he's back in the family.
Mm.
We might again. I know we joked about this in the past, but we might see a legit murder on the air should that happen. We've seen how lethal crash out Jay has gotten in the past. If this happens, all we're gonna hear is the screen go black, and then we're gonna hear, "Now I gotta get you."
But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because it's like right before we got to this moment that we see on the screen, we had to get to the moment where Roman headed out to the ring to face Solo and the new bloodline by himself. And Solo says his fifth member is gonna be Sami
My
Zayn,
dog,
my dog.
Sami Zayn.
So again, is what we were alluding to earlier. Like, I want to know how he had the confidence to say that, because again, Sami Zayn's demeanor do feel a little funny to me. It feels like he's in, but it's like you're trying to convince, and like it's too much flip flop. Like one moment you don't care, and you trying to get Roman, and you see you love me. You see, I see it on your face. Like, it's, I don't know.
I love it when I predict something. Like I've been saying for weeks, the first thing out of Solo's mouth is gonna be to Sammy, remember what they did to you. Remember how locked in you and I were. They put hands on you. I never did that. We got you. Lo and behold.
That'd be crazy.
And again, and I'm calling it. Say it's going to be in the WarGames match. Also, what I thought was rather interesting is Solo requested the WarGames match
Right.
tonight. I thought that was a little interesting, and I thought the way he presented it was very, very well done. And I honestly, this might have been Solo's best promo this year. And Solo's had some good ones this year. This might have been the one that takes the cake.
Yeah. I just kind of didn't like how Roman responded a little bit, but it was what it was. Like you said, it's the way Solo
Here's why
set
I'm
it up
okay
was
with how
nice.
Solo. Here's how I'm okay with how Roman reacted to it, because since Roman's come back, and Roman has said very little to Solo. Every time Solo is addressing Roman, he's always addressed about how he was in the past. And as we've seen in the weeks to come, since he said words, Roman ain't changed a damn bit. Roman
Yeah.
is still the same dude, to where it's my way or the highway. I run this.
I've been saying that
I'm
too.
still in control. And
Yeah,
he
man.
even told me, how can you cross over tribal chief? You ain't even got a tribe. He
Yup.
told that to him. Cody told that to him. So Roman's got to swallow a very heavy pill and have one, I don't want to be blasphemous, but one hell of a come to Jesus moment. So maybe we do have the wise man consult him. Maybe we have the wise man go to Solo. Maybe the wise man stays with The Rock. Time will tell.
Yeah.
But the way I see it, if this match is finalized and it's 4v4, I got Solo winning.
Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, I feel that way too.
Regardless of whether or not Sammy snakes Roman or not.
I mean, that's what it's looking like to me as well. Especially with what I've seen
I
at
got
Crown
the new
Jewel.
Bloodline winning straight up 4v4. And it's gonna be the same reason why they won at Crown Jewel. They're a cohesive unit, and the OGs are not.
Yeah, I could see that. The OG bloodline, they got a lot of chemistry issues right now. A lot of things they need to hash out before they could get on the same page. It's like they're attempting to get on the same page, which is cool, but they're not completely on the same page, which is a problem. They didn't get over that hump at Crown Jewel, so they need to hash things. And tonight was supposed to be an attempt at that, but again, like we touching on, Roman Reigns is stuck in his ways right now, and that can put Sammy in a funny place. Like Sammy could really want to snake him now. Both of these actions.
It's about to get good. But also, what instead of Sammy parting ways, what if Jay just says, "I'm out" before then?
Mm.
Now we touched on having 3 bloodline groups. Who's to say Jay doesn't lead his own with a Hikuleo, with a Lance on Hawaii, with a Zillifa too potentially?
Yeah, because I think it'll make a one of those. You know how they got I guess it'll be a 9-man. And you
I'm
have
not saying
3
we
on
see
each
at this
side.
War Games that match at this War Games, but it's just this.
No, no, not at this, but I'm saying down the line. Yeah, it could like that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at ways. How can we extend this storyline a little bit more. Like I'm looking down, I'm just throwing shit at the wall.
As many family members there are, this story could very likely go on for the next 5 years before we start running out of family members.
Mm-hmm.
But I said it then, and I'll say it now. I don't think this story and the storyline, this book ends when we have Rock versus Roman. I think it'll still go on long after that.
Yeah, I think the same.
If anything, if we're compared to say maybe a Marvel movie, this will be like when we have Rock versus Roman. This will be the first Avengers movie, potentially.
Yeah. Nah,
Now,
yeah, it's so much.
once this all this is kickstart next year, how soon before we see a PLE that's strictly from start to finish, purely Bloodline?
I don't know. I mean, I was saying that it could get there.
Because given the amount of bodies involved right now, we're not that far off. We might be able to make it now if you move around a couple pieces and bring in maybe a Naomi, Nia Jax, something like that. You might be able to fill a full card with all of them.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on.
That's another way that they can extend it by bringing in the females. Like it's like, man,
Because again, Naomi is Jimmy's missus. Nia is very close to The Rock, but she's also close to Roman. Ava is the Rock's daughter.
mm-hmm.
There is plausibly, actually, no, there is a fourth son of Rikishi that's making his rounds to the Indies as we speak. I'm telling you that this story could go until 2030 if we're not careful.
Yeah. But that was it. That was it for SmackDown. We touched on everything.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah. So y'all stay tuned in with us, man. Monday after Raw, y'all know we're gonna be locked in. We're gonna play out that music for y'all. I'm gonna take off this screen real quick so they can see the QR code right there. Y'all
Give it
go
to him.
Yep. Y'all see that QR code, man. Y'all go hit that. That's the official theme song for Off the Hit, man. We're gonna let y'all hear that before we get out of here. Yes, sir.
Think they lost the script. We got some shooters. This off the hip. Off the hip. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight. Whether it's in the bloodline or corporate, walk me out the arena, big smile, low, handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters.
Yes, sir.
It's off the hip.